Welcome to my channel. Today's class is about preparation of balance sheet of a company form of organization. In the previous class we have discussed about the format of preparing balance sheet. So in this class we will move on to the problem. So here's the question. Dinker Limited has an authorized capital of 50 lakhs divided into equity shares of rupees 100 each. The company invited applications for 40,000 shares. Applications for 36,000 shares were received. All calls were made and duly received except for 500 shares on which the final call of rupees 20 was not received. The company forfeited 200 shares on which final call was not received. Show how share capital will appear in the balance sheet of a company as per the revised schedule 6 part 1 of the Companies Act 1956. Also prepare notes to accounts for the same. So here it is given to prepare the balance sheet as per the revised schedule 6 part part 1 of the Companies Act. That format we have already discussed. So here it is given we have to prepare a note to account. So first of all we prepare note to accounts and then prepare the balance sheet. So we have to write the heading note to accounts, then it's in the form of, we are preparing it in the form of statement. So particulars and amount, two amount column. Then first item, share capital. Here under the share capital, the first item that comes under share capital is the authorized capital. So here the authorized capital, the whole amount it is given 50 lakhs divided into equity shares of rupees 100 each. So number of shares will be 50 lakhs divided by 100. So 50,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. The amount, there is no subdivision, so the amount to be written in the direct in the amount column. Here this column is for subdivisions, for multiplication, for addition, subtraction, etc. Then after authorized capital there comes the issued capital. Then we have to write the heading issued capital. Here the question it is given, the company invited applications for 40,000 shares. That is the issue. The company issued shares, 40,000 shares of rupees 100 each. So issued capital will be 40,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. Amount, there is no subtraction or division, addition. So the amount will be written directly in the amount column 40 lakhs. Then we have under double underline, we have to double underline the equity capital and the issued capital. Then we have to move on to the subscribed capital. Subscribed, and here under subscribed capital there is fully paid capital and also not fully paid capital. So we have to first write the subscribed and fully paid up capital. That is, here it is written, the all calls were made and duly received except for 500 shares. Applications for 36,000 were received, out of which 500 shares the call amount is not received. So it is not fully paid. So we have to reduce from the 36,000 this 500. So the number of shares will be 35,500. Equity shares of rupees 100 each fully paid. The 500 is not paid. Then the amount column 35 lakhs 50,000. Then subscribed but not fully paid up capital. The number of shares will be 500 shares not fully paid on the amount on 500 shares, out of which 200 shares were forfeited. So the not fully paid up shares will be 500 minus 200. Forfeited shares we do not take into consideration. So 300 equity shares of rupees 100 each fully called up. So 30,000 less calls in arrears. Calls in arrears, it is written this final call on to pay of rupees 20 not received. So that is the calls in arrears. So 300 into 20 will be the calls in arrears amount, that is 6,000. We have to reduce this value from the 30,000. So 30,000 minus 6,000 will be 24,000. Then we have to add the share forfeit. So add share forfeited. Here the 300 equity shares, so fully called up. So remaining out of 500, 300 fully called up. Then forfeited will be 200. So 200 shares at rupees 80. The total value of shares is 100. Here from 100 the rupees 20 is calls in arrears. Then the remaining will be the forfeited amount. So 100 minus 20 will be 80. So 200 into 80 gives 16,000. So when added 24,000 and 16,000 added gives the amount 40,000. Then we have to add the subscribed capital and this amount. So that will be 35,90,000. So that is the amount regarding the subscribed capital. That's all for today. Thank you.